like High, Beehive, and Tariq Nasheed, and you can check that interview out. We were chopping up some very good game on that. And another interview I did on Revolt TV, that's going to come out sometime this week. I don't know what day. I have to check with the producers. But other than that, let's get into it, family. A lot of folks in here already. I'm going to get some of the calls in a minute. But I want to talk about racism denial. That's what we're talking about. There's a lot of cases that we've been seeing of blatant racism. And we know that those in the dominant society, they do a lot of denial of racism because, that benefits them to deny racism because they have to keep the system of racism going. And in order to keep the system of racism going, you're supposed to not do anything about that system. And you're supposed to pretend the system doesn't exist when you benefit from it. But we have black folks out here who do a lot of racism denial. A lot of black people get in situations where they're afraid to admit that they've been racially done wrong. They've been victimized by racial injustice. There was a situation out there in Kansas City. This sister, 29 years old, went on a date with this white man, ended up dead. And I just saw an interview with her family, the victim's family. And they pointed out that this white guy, the suspect, who hasn't been arrested, or I don't even think this guy's been questioned, he's been protected by the race soldiers. But there's information saying that this guy has caused the death of other people, including other white people, because of fentanyl that he has. He has fentanyl laced drugs, allegedly. This is what they're saying. And some of the other victims may have been white. So the victims, the black woman's victims, the black female victim, her family is running around here talking about, well, see, it ain't about race now. It ain't about race because other people been affected. So it ain't really all about race. I wish y'all stop doing that. Y'all stop copping out and copping pleas when you have been done wrong racially. Just because this person is allegedly off a few other people in the dominant society, that doesn't mean your situation is devoid of a racial element. Because the fact that this guy can just get away with doing that, that proves racism right there. The fact that this guy has been protected, he has some type of immunity from law, right there is the racism. We got to get off that it ain't about race nonsense, black folks. Got to stop playing that game. There was another case where this sister was on Delta. I put up the clip about an hour ago. This black woman up there from the Bay Area. She got on a Delta flight and some white women felt uncomfortable with her being next to him, so they put her in the back. And then she's up here, well, I don't want to make it about race, but I felt bad. I don't want to make it about race. And the reason she's saying that is because she has some white Hispanic zaddy sitting next to her. So we got too many black folks who play these little goofy games when it comes to systematic racism, this denial thing, and you put yourself in a predicament with this denial nonsense, just like what we see going on in the Ukraine. We have all of these people from the African diaspora who sit up here and deny racism. They try to shame foundational black Americans, telling us to not complain about racism so much. And then you go up there to the Ukraine and they're just smacking them around left and right, making them walk 12 hours to the border of Poland, doing all types of racial targeting and racial neglect of them. And they're still running around here acting confused. It's too late in the day for people to be running around here acting confused about systematic racism. It's too late for that. We've been dealing with this thing for 500 years, and you still have black folks up here playing dumb. And speaking of the Ukraine, and that's why I'm not putting on no cape for the Ukrainians at all. The Ukraine is a hotbed for neo-Nazis. Do y'all know how many neo-Nazi groups are up there in the Ukraine? Y'all do some Googling on the neo-Nazi groups. I'm talking about modern stories that's been out for the last couple of years. The Ukraine has a major neo-Nazi problem. They've been having those Nazis up there for the longest. All right. All right. Now let's see. Okay. Okay. Hold on one second. My phone. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So let's get a couple of calls in here. Let me get some calls in here. Let's get SA. Let's get who is this? Zulu Brigade. All right, we'll get Zulu Brigade. I'm gonna get a bunch of folks in here lined up so we can chop it up. Then we get Trippin' Mo. All right, so let's get SA. Let's get him in.
Oh, what's up, my brother?
What's up, SA? How are you, man?
I'm doing good. You?
Oh, I'm good, man. Now where you from, SA?
I'm from UK,
UK. All right. What part of the UK? Ireland, Scotland,
England.
England. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What's on your mind, man?
Well, I just want to say, I feel like, this whole kind of, war issue between, African Americans and, non-African Americans is just overblown. I feel like when you go out in the real world, you don't hear people talking like that. But when you come onto Twitter, every time you hear about this shit. So, what is your perspective?
Yeah, there's no war. Yeah. People, even just the terminology, there's no war whatsoever. There's not a war at all. We're just kind of doing our thing. We're doing us. There's no war. People try to create a war in order to center themselves in our affairs, but we're not even thinking about all these other groups, to be honest. Let's get Sharecropper in here. Sharecropper.
Yo, what's going on, my man? How you
I'm
feeling?
good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Pleasure to be on and to speak to you and the people. My thing with Ukraine is I feel like we really don't have a dog in the fight, man. On the one hand, I'm able to dissect it a little bit. On the one hand, I respect the fact that some of them are over there and they're standing up for whatever it is that they feel like they got to stand up for, because at the end of the day a man got to stand for his own, and he shouldn't run. And that's one of the problems that we
Right.
have with the people who run over here and then lift their nose up at us. And on the other hand, I see folks running away from that place, and that's probably one of the most coward things you can do. If a man ain't gonna stand up for nothing, he really ain't a man at all. But as far as racism denial, man, you're going to get a wake up call, man, because you can tell yourself what is not about all you want to in order to keep folks happy with you. But at the end of the day, you're going to find out they were never happy with you, and they were just waiting for the right and opportune time to pour all the pain on you that they've been harboring, laughing at you behind your back, busting
Right.
jokes about you before you come in a room. And then when you walk in a room, you think they laughing at something else, and really you the butt of the joke. And it's sad that the brothers and sisters that's over there is getting this wake up call. But hey, man, we tried to tell you, so that's y'all fault, man. That's on y'all. You can't say we didn't warn you. You know what I mean? And that's all I got to say about that. Looking forward.
Much respect to your family. Much respect. Shout out to that brother. Let's get our let me see. All right, who else we got? A lot of folks in here. Let's get some folks in here. All right. Let's get okay, who is this person here? Okay, hold on. Let me get we get got spotting trend spotting. Let's get trend spotting in here. Then we'll get Michael's world in here.
Hey, can you hear
All
me?
right. Hey, what's up,
Hey,
trends?
what's up, man? I'm FBA. I wanted to talk about the racism denial and also the Ukraine real quick. With the racism
Yeah.
denial, I think some people are scared. Maybe they have a job, they don't want to compromise. But my thing is, um, why do they bring up the issue? Like with the woman on the flight, if you're gonna when you get to the spotlight, if you're gonna just say it's not racist, why say anything? Like that was my whole thing with
Right.
Botham Jean's family. And I think the other thing is a lot of these people do it for attention. Like all these
Yeah.
CRT board non FBA people saying, "Yeah, well, I'm black and I don't want CRT taught." That person knows that they're going to get attention, you
Right.
know.
Right.
And then with
So
yeah,
yeah, they don't want to be mistreated, but they don't want to call out
right,
racism. So they want to kind of play this little middle
right,
ground because they don't want to they don't want to offend Zaddy that they're laying up with. This little goofy nonsense, man, that they try to play. Yeah, this is why, folks, y'all can't play no games with this thing. Either you're gonna go all in on it, or you're gonna sit up here and accept it. We got to stop this middle ground fence riding nonsense when it comes to dealing with racism. Because right when we start getting the racists on the ropes, you got fools out here copping pleas because you don't want to mess up your sexual access to white mommy or white daddy. It's just goofy stuff. It gets real goofy. What's up, Michael? Turn your microphone on.
Hey Tariq, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm calling out of New York, man. I just wanted to add on to it, man. You know, you had a conversation about maybe 2 or 3 days ago about some of the non-FBAs being here, and if things kick off here in the States, you know, a lot of these guys are saying that, you know, oh man, I'm definitely going to be leaving the country. I'm not fighting no type of war. Meanwhile, you know, when it comes down to it, man, from generation to generation, man, my grandfather served this country. My great grandfather served this country.
Right.
You know, you got a lot of FBAs, man. We've been here serving the country, man, like putting our lives on the line. You know, it's a sense of pride if things hit the fan here. So it's ridiculous for these guys to come over here, eat off of us, and then when shit hit the fan, a lot of these guys are looking to run, like
Yeah.
they've always done.
Yeah. Real talk, man. Thank you for the call, brother. All right, let's get Richie, brother Richie, hop on. I'm good. How you doing, Richie?
I'm good, man. Long time supporter, straight out of Miami.
Hey, much respect, man. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with everything you're saying as far as people, denying racism. People don't want to give up that access, that proximity to, these white folks, so they want to, try to deny it that is racism. So that's what they're doing, but you can't deny it because, like you said, the young woman who was allegedly killed by her lover, he wasn't arrested yet. So what's up with that?
Right, right. They keep playing games and they're playing these zaddy games. These guys are really on code right now. Let's get Marcus Garvey in here. Marcus Garvey, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, Tariq? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. What's on your mind, brother?
Hey, man, I'm calling from Fayetteville, North Carolina, man, not too far from your hometown in Alabama. So,
There you go.
all right, but yeah, that Ukraine situation, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And the thing about it, those Africans, you know what I'm saying, calling us cicadas and all that stuff they used to do back in the day, and they still do that stuff. We have that problem in North Carolina as well. A lot of Nigerians, they come over, they get with these churches, and they thumb their nose up at us. You know what I'm saying? So now they're experiencing what we experience in the United States, and they're still experiencing the United States. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, welcome to the club. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? We're an FBA nation with distinct lineage. And, I don't care how mad you get, but I'm really proud of who I am. My wife is FBA. Okay, thank you.
well, much respect, man. Thank you so much. CC, turn your microphone on, beloved. Unmute yourself, Miss CC. Come on, CC. You're messing up the flow, sister. We got a flow going on here. All right. Golden Holiday, Galladay, whatever your name is. Galladay. Let's try it again. CC, turn that microphone on. While you're doing that, let's get Dr. Benjamin Braddock. Let's get him in there. Dr. Benjamin.
Hey Tariq, I just wanted to give a promo for a lady who's doing some really amazing work. Her name's she's on Instagram as Sacred Birth Doula. She's got a lot of great resources for Black women who are either wanting to become mothers or are already pregnant, helping them deal with the hospital system and
Right.
navigating all that. Doing really good work. Sacred Birth Doula.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. Let's see.
Hello.
What's up?
Hey, hey, I just was coming in. I didn't know what the conversation was about. I just wanted to speak.
Oh, okay. What's on your mind, CC?
Well, just say hello. That's really it
There
to
you
you.
go. Oh, hello to you too, beloved. There you go. Now go on back and then finish doing your baby hairs. She just wanted to shout us out. Shout out to her. Let's get Louise. Let's get Louise in here, and then we'll get Libercado, this person with a baby on the thing. What's up, Louise? Louise? Okay, Louise. We'll get you back in a minute. So let's get Libercado, I think that's your name. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, although I'm not an African American, native.
Okay, slow
I'm
down.
Native American, so I would just like to know.
Oh, slow down. Okay, okay, all right. I have to mute you. Slow down. Let's take your time. All right, slow down. You coming in with guns blazing. All right, let's try it again. Okay, he just bust in the door with his pants down. Like, damn, dude. Okay, all right, let's turn your microphone on, bro. Let's try this again. You just kind of jumped in the door. You know, you gotta when you come in the room, you kind of have a little decorum. All right, nigga. Even if you go to Subway, you got to stand in line to tell them how to make the sandwich, nigga. All right, turn your microphone on.
Okay.
All right, now let's slow it down. Let's slow down because you just jumped in the room blazing. Let's calm down. All right, now where are you from?
I am from Mexico, and I am a Native American. I mean,
You're Native American.
yes,
Native American.
exactly.
Got it. Got it. So you're from Mexico and you're Native American.
Yes.
So you live in the U.S. now, though, right?
No. I'm native from the continent of America. I'm native from Mexico. I am actually 100% native, which means I'm not mixed. I know a dialect. I learned Spanish, and also I learned English. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the Mazatec tribe.
The Mazatec tribe. Got it. Um, now, do you live in Mexico now? Where do you live now? That's what I'm asking.
I live in the southernmost part of Mexico, which will be Oaxaca state. That's the most indigenous place from which what I know will be Chiapas and Oaxaca will be the most indigenous part of Mexico. Thank you, sir.
Right, right. So the I do know as indigenous people out there in Mexico, they are discriminated against by the Mexican people. Do you face discrimination?
Exactly. So what one thing I want to know is that Mexicans, either white Mexicans or mestizo Mexicans, they glorify the indigenous Mexicans that fought on the revolution, but they totally discriminate the actual Mexican that are living currently on this country.
Yeah. The indigenous people, they really discriminate against them a lot now. They discriminate against them a lot down there. Um, do you guys? What's the name of the tribe you're from?
I am from the Mazateco tribe.
Oh,
My dialect is Mazateco, and there's like four different types of Mazateco dialect from where I'm from. But there's a lot. There's like pretty much 32 different dialects in all this country. So it's really hard to explain. So from someone who is from out of this country.
oh, there you go. All right, well, thank you so much for the call. All right, so let's get some more people in here. All right, let's get all right, let's get Keith. We'll get Keith in here, and then we'll get now Louise. You want to try it again? Because I tried to add you on, and you didn't say nothing. But let's get Keith in here.
Hey,
Keith,
Tariq.
what's up, family?
Yeah, I'm FBA. I'm from Vallejo.
There you go. What's on your
As you
mind,
see
brother?
that person, that's my granddad, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
cool. All right. Now, where's your granddad
he
from?
from Louisiana.
Oh, cool. Yeah, a lot of people in the
Yeah,
Bay. They got
a
Louisiana.
lot of people from the Bay come from Louisiana, Arkansas, uh, mostly down south.
How far is Vallejo from Oakland?
About 20 minutes. I was born in Oakland, so it's about 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Shout out to the town.
I like to speak on it because the people that deny racism, they're comfortable with the racism because of the privileges they get.
Yeah.
And them the same people. So I consider these people as groups, not just black, because black people come in many groups. As we can see, we talk about it all the time. All these groups are different groups of black people, and some of them is against racism. A lot of them was for racism, as we can see. This Black Girl Magic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There you go. All right, man. Thanks for the
Yep.
call, brother. All right. Let's get um let's get some more folks. I want to get some of these new faces in here. A lot of the new faces. I see a lot of new faces. Let's get Too Smart to Fail. Too Smart to Fail. Let's get Too Smart to Fail.
Hey, Tariq.
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's your name?
Gloria.
Hello, Gloria. How are you?
I'm good. This is my first
What?
time on a space. I did not know how to get on one. I'm 70
Yes.
years old. I
Oh, wow.
thank you for everything that you and the new black media are doing. I listen to you
Yes, ma'am.
guys every day. We need this. They
Yes,
destroyed
ma'am.
us in the 60s, destroyed all of our leaders, all of our groups, and then we became integrated and we were comfortable in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. So I thank you for what you're doing. I don't know if I'll see the outcome, but I'm definitely FBA.
Ma'am, I love it. Thank you so much, Miss Gloria. Shout out to Miss Gloria. All right, let's get Molly Wop in here. Molly Wop. Let's get Molly Wop. Go ahead. What's up, Molly Wop?
I'm good. How are you today, Mister?
I I am good, my friend. Now, where are you from, sir?
I'm from Ondo State, Nigeria.
Okay, there you go. So, what's on your mind, sir?
I wanted to know what this space was all about. If you could refresh.
We were just talking about how a lot of people deny racism. You know, that's what we're talking about, and we're just talking about why people, especially some black people, will deny racism. So that's what we're talking about today. But what's on your mind? Did you have something you wanted to get off your chest, sir?
Uh, yeah. I I I heard that a couple months ago you had maybe a year ago. I don't remember. You had received over $1 million for a museum. You did.
Yes,
Where did all that money go?
it went to a Jollof factory.
Uh,
I used
Jollof factory.
a Jollof factory. I
Where,
made some
where,
Jollof. I'm making microwavable Jollof. That's where it went, sir.
microwavable jollof.
Yeah,
You should send me some, brother.
I will send you some of that microwavable Jollof.
Okay,
So
but about the museum. What of the museum?
uh, it's going to be next to a deodorant factory,
Yeah,
and you're
my
more than
friend,
welcome. We're
you're
going to get
you're
down.
beating around the bush, my friend.
Speaking of bush, does your family still live in the bush while you're over here
No,
pocket?
we have a four-story mansion in
Uh,
Ondo.
of course, yes, you do. You
Yeah,
all.
yeah, we're very financially stable,
Yes, you are, and that's why the people
and
up.
I know you are too.
That's why your folks are up there begging for help in the Ukraine, and the government won't help them. Can you use some of your four-story
And
homes?
I know you're very.
Umbute, calm down. Calm down, Umbute. First, you're pocket watching, and now you're sitting up here talking all of that
No,
principle.
no. I know you're financially well as. Yeah, I know you're financially sound as well because
Yes, yes,
you
sir.
had received $1 million and no one knows where it went.
Everybody knows where it went, sir.
Okay, where did it go?
Stop pocket watching foundational black Americans, sir. Why do y'all pocket watch us so much? You're so jealous and y'all
I,
pocket
I want you to stop stealing from your own people. Okay.
sir, that's you projecting. Notice foundational black Americans are not whining about the money because they know where it's going.
They do
Only you non-FBA tethers are whining about our museum. Why is that? Is it
because you
because
stole
you're
from
jealous?
your own people and you refuse to give them money.
That's you projecting your jealousy, sir. You're projecting your scam mentality because you had to pull all types of scams to get here, didn't you, sir?
I
You,
want to see your tax return.
sir, I want to see your deodorant receipts, okay? Because you sound very musty, okay? You sound
I
jealous,
gotta get Tariq back for stealing from God's people.
sir. You sound jealous and musty, sir.
Tariq, show us your tax return.
Show us your green card, okay?
Show us your tax return.
Can you show me your green card?
Tariq, where did the money go?
Sir, I told you where the money. It went to buy.
Where is the museum?
It went to buy your mama and sister's better wigs, sir, and you know that costs a lot of money. So that's
Tariq,
like that's nine hundred
Tariq,
that's $900,000 right there. That's where the money went.
King Flex, please. Come
Uh,
on, don't steal from
uh,
your.
Sir, stop projecting your scams. Can you?
King Flex.
Okay. Umbute. Now, are you done hating and pocket watching, sir? Because y'all stay pocket watching and projecting your jealousy on foundational
Why
black.
would I be jealous now?
You're jealous because you know why you're jealous. You're jealous because foundational black Americans are 12% of the population, and we raise more money in 1 month than 100 million of you could not raise in probably a year because you're over there in your home country hating on each other, cutting each other's throat, and not building anything and coming over.
King Flex, I would not be jealous.
Yes, sir. This is jealous talk. You're jealous because we got on code and raised that large amount of money in a short period of time, and y'all can't do that in your homeland. Is that where this jealousy is coming from,
No,
sir?
I'm a self-made man. I don't have to steal from my own people. You understand?
Sir, you're projecting, sir.
I'm self-made.
You're
You
self-made.
cannot be self-made.
Sir, driving for Postmates is not self-made, sir. Is that your idea of self-made?
You can't. You didn't even finish high school. You drop out.
And a high school dropout has more money than half your country, sir. How do you feel about that?
You have to grieve to even make a buck.
Sir, how does it feel that a high school dropout has more money and more success and more respect than half your village? How do you feel about that?
I feel good because I didn't have to steal it to get where I am.
Well, you had to sell bussy to white men to get a green card, sir.
Tariq, are you a homosexual?
No, sir.
I think you are. I think you are a homosexual.
You're calling up whining to another man. There's nothing
Can
more.
you stop using this?
There's nothing more butchified than that. You're calling up whining to another man, which is something that a lot of you non-FBA tethers love to do. You guys are beta males, many of you tether classes, y'all been defeated by white supremacy, and y'all call up whining to other men, especially black people. Why do y'all whine so much?
So, didn't you say you?
Okay, I can't understand you, sir. Take some of the jollof out of your mouth. Now, why do you?
Didn't you say you'd raise the
Umbutu? Why do you whine so much? What is that about your culture that makes you such whiners? Umbutu? Oh, did your prepaid minutes run out, sir? Did you have to go get a Wakanda?
Can you stop muting me for like 1 second, please?
Okay. I know your Wakanda.
Didn't you say you like? You said you.
I know your Wakanda rush card is running out of money, but at least try to keep your phone on long enough so you can.
Yo, can you stop muting me, bro?
Sir, you have to listen. I know over in your homeland. I know in your homeland, everybody's just babbling and talking over each other, and there's no order, and that's why everything falls straight to hell. But over here, there's order, Umbutu. You got to have order.
Yo, Tariq, you gotta stop muting me, okay?
Okay, now you're gonna have.
Okay, like I recall you saying that you'd fuck Brooke.
Okay. Now you're using potty mouth language, sir. I will not have that, sir. Do you use that mouth to blow your granddad? You have a potty mouth, sir. So we're going to have to get you out of here. Now you're using potty mouth words, you're musty, and you're pocket watching. So we bid you a good day. Let's see, we got to have respectful spaces around here, sir. We cannot have that. Okay. We're not trying to have pocket watching tethers. And he doesn't represent the majority of the people from his homeland, but that Sambo tether class, that jealous pocket watching class, we just have to put them in check. Hello, Ivy. Turn your microphone on, Ivy.
Hey, I'm terribly sorry I'm new to all this, but I don't understand the term pocket watching. I've never heard it before. I was just wondering if you could explain that to me.
Yes. Now, Ivy, where are you from? That accent. You're UK? Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm in the UK, southeast. Used to be in Wales, but southeast England now.
Okay. And you're a white male, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Pocket watching means somebody who's paying attention to somebody else's money. That's what pocket watching means. Like, why are you paying attention to somebody else's money? And usually pocket watchers like to project their scam mentality onto other people. So that's what pocket watching means.
Ah, I see. I'm new to all this, so I just want to try and understand a lot of it better at the moment, because it's a very complex, nuanced topic, and a lot of these terms I don't know at the moment, so I just wanted to ask.
Any other terms that you're unfamiliar with, sir?
No, at the moment I've just been listening. So you've been doing a great job. It was just a simple question. I'll bow out now. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you. Right. All right. Let's see who else we got in here. All right. I'm not trying to hear jealous pocket watching. Oh Lord, that jealous non-FBA crybaby pocket watching. That ain't nothing but jealousy, boy. There, the fact that we got money like that without the help of white people, that makes certain non-FBA people feel a certain way. That makes them look bad by proxy, and they know that. The fact that we don't have to sit up here kissing up to the white supremacists, and we got codified enough to raise over $1 million in less than a month, that messes with their ego. A lot of the tether classes, that really messes with their ego, because they got a gazillion of them back home and they can't even get toilets built. They can't even get on code enough to build basic amenities. And they love to run around talking about how thorough they are and how hard they work. But y'all can't get the basic amenities in your homeland. But over here, we can get, bam, $1 million in a month without kissing white people's ass. So they sit home mad as hell thinking about that. Oh, these niggas. Oh, these niggas. Projecting their scams onto us. No, 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 no. Hold your own scams. Don't come over here with that. Let's get some more folks on here. Let's get HBK. I think that's your name, HBK. I'm digging in the pool of people here. HBK, turn your microphone on, and then we'll get John Redcorn. HBK, hop on. Let's try it again. HBK, where you at? And then we'll get Akanu James. All right, HBK, one more time. You're gonna turn your microphone on. What's up? All right.
My fault, brother. I walked away from the phone. What's going on?
I'm good. What's on your mind, man?
Nothing much. I'm somebody else on?
Yeah, you fine.
Yeah, it looks like I'm
Hold
on
on,
too, brother.
hold on. Wait, who's talking? Wait. Okay, who's that? Akanu talking?
Yeah. Call me James. Yeah, you can call me James. That's good.
Okay, James. So what's on the, where are you? You in Canada?
Yeah, I actually am, brother. I'm up in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
There you go. Now you're a Caucasian gentleman, right?
No, actually, I'm biracial.
Okay.
My mother's side of the family is the black side of the family, which I grew up in, was raised in, because my grandfather on the white side left my father and his family in high school because he would not stop dating my mother, who was a black woman. So he told him to pack his
Wow.
bags and get out the house.
Now, is your mother from the Caribbean?
No. My mother was born and raised here in Canada. My family came up from Kansas through the through the Oklahoma Trek, and I was coming on up. So our lineage goes back to slavery, and even all the genealogy research I have done, I actually have a copy of a will of a slave owner who, upon death, released his slaves from bondage, and that is as far as I can go back for a family member of mine.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's very interesting. All right. So, what else is on your mind, sir?
Well, this whole topic of racism denial is a perfect one here for where I am situated, because a lot of people will look towards Canada as this land of like milk and honey for no racism, going on whatsoever.
Man, there's a lot of them up there. There's a lot of white supremacists up.
Well, there is so many black people that do deny that it actually happens. It's a strange occurrence, because I don't know how they can say that with, even after personal experience going through so many different things. I mean, up here in Canada, we have so many neo-Nazi groups. Stormfront, Aryan Guard was born here in Calgary. The Proud Boys that were supporting Trump, they came from our nation's capital. And
yeah, and isn't Gavin McInnes is from there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We even
yeah,
have white supremacist groups that are directly tied in with our politicians. I mean, right here, our premier, he is for Alberta. He's seen posing in pictures with groups like the Sons of Odin, these white supremacist groups and everything. So uh, in rural Alberta, there are still chapters of the KKK in Saskatchewan and Manitoba. It is alive and well and kicking up here, and people do deny it because they want
yeah,
this facade that, oh, you've made it up from America and Canada is so much better. Canada, a lot of Canadians are elitist and they like to look down on Americans, especially Black Americans
yeah.
and LPAs. They love to look down on them because it makes them feel better about themselves, and they can kind of justify and kind of like push aside away the racism that they do not
Yeah.
have to acknowledge and deal
Those truckers up there, that whole trucker thing
with.
that they got going on, those are a bunch of white supremacists.
All that is a whole white supremacist movement, the freedom convoy, quote unquote, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, for those that don't know, they just got sick of wearing masks, and they decided to, all these truckers through Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, drove to the nation's capital to occupy it, to protest out front this, what we have for our House speakers and everything, and they occupied some towns along the border, like Coots was one. At one point in time, the RCMP found that they had at Coots, one of their trucks was full of about 200 automatic assault rifles,
wow,
and
wow,
let them go, let them go without
wow,
a hitch. And I mean,
wow.
the crazy thing is, all of the mask wearing mandates are provincial affairs. Our premiers dictate that, not the federal
Yeah,
government. But they wanted to make this, all of these white supremacists wanted to make a national statement. They wanted to make something
yeah.
bigger out of this. Um, and all they did, I mean, like they were out there with their swastika flags and things like this, different groups, and just partying around. They had like hot tubs up there that they're partying with, grills and everything, beer kegs. This is the sort
That's
of
heavy.
sentimentality.
That's heavy. That's heavy. Thank you for the call. I had to land the plane, but yeah, it's heavy up there. It's real heavy up there. And I tell people all the time, these white supremacists up there in Canada, they sit here and act like there's no racism there. Oh, we Canadian. We love everybody, man. Please. I done battled so many damn white supremacists out of Canada. They're up there heavy. Silicone, hop on, man. Turn your microphone on, Silicone.
Hi, sorry. Yes, I am geneticist, predominantly from Russia, but also parts of Upper Caucasus, my dad's side.
Okay.
I had a question about pocket watching phenomenon. Again, this seems like R1B haplogroup phenomenon, this step raider mentality. But I researched R1B. It's also prevalent in
Have
Chad. Is this Chad and Cameroon? Is this
have you
why we see this
oh,
predominant phenomenon where people are too concerned with other people's things? This seems to be a major problem for development of society.
have you done some scientific research on the medicinal purposes of mayonnaise?
Of what? Sorry, connection spotty because of Putin bomber overhead.
Right. Have you done some scientific research on the medicinal properties of how has mayonnaise helped you medically?
Well, as long as it has no seed oil, is good, right? Mayonnaise with beef tallow or olive oil is good, but with the canola, it make you gay.
Also, since you're a geneticist, have you found something that will cover wet dog smell?
That's not genetics,
Any,
Tariq. I know you are elite in everything. I
okay,
know maybe that sandwich, the gay
we're
sandwich,
talking genetics.
can fix.
We're talking about genetics. Have you done something to cure severe head lice? Anything for that?
There's also not genetics, you know.
No genetics for the head lice or the wet dog smell?
Not that I know. I mostly do paleogenetics, genetics
Oh,
of old populations.
so do those old European bones smell like wet dogs?
I do not work with bones. I do samples from the ice. I dig things up from under the ice, the antediluvian civilizations,
You
the
mean,
things that
did you say
vril.
did you say the ice or the lice? I didn't know which one was it, the ice or the lice. I don't know which one it is, but anyway, let's get John. John, hop on, brother.
What's good, man? How you feeling?
I'm good. How you doing, family?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just speaking on the topic of racism denial, I kind of see it from a interesting perspective. Having grown up, I'm a black person, black man. Having grown up in I would say like 99.9% black town. It's right outside the west side of Chicago. It's called Maywood,
Yeah.
and and I'm talking literally in the schools I went to, uh, maybe one white person, two white people, no schools. And once my parents divorced, I went from there into a complete culture shock of where I'm the only or one of two or three black people. And what I noticed immediately, when you start seeing black people deny racism and cozy up to racists, it's strictly a defeatist attitude. They've
Yeah.
given up. They've completely given up. I seen it. So I went out there probably what, 13, 14. So, coming from that to that, where I'm still growing, but also knowing what's going on in the world, it's like,
Thank you so much, brother. We got to land that plane, guys. Y'all all over the place. Thank you so much. Let's get Ash Cash in here. Ash Cash.
Hey, Tariq, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Sound like you're on like a Bluetooth or something, but I can hear you good enough. Private.
Yeah, I'm in the car. I'm just leaving work. I just wanted to say, I've been a follower for so many years. I fuck with you 100%. I'm sorry for cursing.
It's okay.
And Hidden Colors changed my life. I just wanted to tell you that.
Thank
And my way of thought, we appreciate you. The real FBAs appreciate you. And that call with the Nigerian guy was hilarious.
you.
I'm so happy you made me laugh after work.
Thank you so much. Be good. Be safe out there. Shout out to that lovely sister. Man. Oh Lord. Okay, let's see. Yusef. Let's get Yusef on here. Yusef. What's up, Yusef? Turn the microphone on, sir. Yusef?
Hey, my name is Yusuf. I want to say like I have listened to you for a while. I am Haitian. I'm gonna
Okay.
say that you're definitely correct about how non-black people from outside the United States view Black Americans. I truly appreciate what you're doing because it's definitely a wake-up call that Black people globally need to have. That you guys are writing out for us.
Yeah.
And of course, we follow what you guys do. So it's like, you guys are the trendsetters. So, we are always looking at what you're doing and then we do that next. So, it's crazy to me
Right.
the fact that like a lot of Haitians are talking, a lot of mess right now because we need y'all. We need y'all to rise up. We need y'all to, keep fighting because that's what's going to liberate all of us globally.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt, man. Thank you so much for the call, brother. Much respect to you. All right, let's get a couple of more folks in here. We won't be on too long. We'll get one or two more. Let's get some good ones. Raise your hand if you want to get on. If you want to get on, raise your hands, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get on. I think I've had FaZe on here before. FaZe, hop on. I think I've had you on here before, FaZe. FaZe, hop on real quick, and then we'll get what's this brother's name? Okiki.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm good. How you
Pretty
doing,
good,
FaZe?
pretty good. So I just had a question, not particularly pertaining to the topic, but I just had a question like, so I love your movement. I love what you do, and I'm standing with you and what everything, the whole movement. But I'm just confused why you push reparations, but capitalism is that direct problem for the black community and everybody's problem, like the masses, because is only beneficial for the 1%. So I just wanted to know, why push reparations when capitalism is the direct problem? I'm sorry about that.
Man, we live in a capitalistic society, so we got to get money. Shit,
Hello,
we don't live in a
So,
society. We live in a society where you have to have money.
no, but
hey,
that's the problem. That's the black community's direct problem as well as everybody else's problem. But really bad is the black community it affects. So like when you're asking for reparations, you're contributing to your enslavement even more, you know, and systemic racism, because you can't have capitalism without systemic racism and vice versa.
Okay. Now, where's your family from?
I'm Puerto Rican.
Okay.
I'm from America though.
Now, okay, but now Puerto Rico was in America for a while. It was Spanish
Yeah,
territory,
I'm well aware.
and yeah, it was dominated, and people were making money for Spain. They built up the Spanish economy because of labor. You understand? So shouldn't Puerto Ricans be compensated for that labor instead of being in a position where they have to get the hell out of that island and come over here?
No, absolutely, and that's exactly why I'm so passionate about it, because I feel like nothing they could offer my ancestors and your ancestors could ever replace the damage
No,
they've done.
no, no. Don't speak for us. Don't speak for us. Yes, they can. They can give me money. Yes, they can.
But the thing is, the money that you want is controlled by your oppressors. So you're asking for money from the oppressors that literally slaughtered our ancestors, your
Right.
ancestors and my,
Yes. Yes. Why shouldn't they give me money?
because it's literally contributing. Like, all right, so I'm not sure if you know how capitalism works, or if you just know
I do. What's the alternative?
our land, absolutely land.
Dude, no. Because you can use the money to buy land, sir. You need money to maintain the land. You understand that?
But the thing is, when you use money, they control it. So I'm not sure if you are aware of the
You
Rothschilds,
They
and
control the land too.
but they don't. They can't.
Yes, they do.
Bro, if you decided today and
Sir,
if you had your movement all
control the
stand
land.
together, bro, if you had your movement stand together, you could take your land, but you can't take their money because they're printing it. They
What
control it.
land? What land? What
What's up,
land?
Tariq? How you doing?
Hold on, Okiki. What land phase do the white supremacists not control
Not,
on this point?
I mean, they control it because we allow them to, but can you take
All
it
right.
back? Absolutely.
Okay, brother. Thank you. You're talking in circles now. Now you're saying they do control the land, so land don't matter either. Give me the money. If we're going to be under this system, give me the money. Oh, Kiki, what's up, man? I know you're
I'm
angry.
doing good. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Kiki?
I am doing fine. Talking out of Santa Fe, New Mexico.
There
So,
you. So you're in
do you
Mexico? Wait, you're in Mexico or New Mexico?
New Mexico, Santa Fe?
Okay, now where are you from originally, Kiki?
Originally from Nigeria, I grew up in what used to be a slave port.
Okay.
So right now I'm in New Mexico studying with UNM. The question I wanted to ask is, what happened to the Americans that went to Liberia to start up all over there? What happened to them?
What happened in Liberia? A lot of Foundation of Black Americans actually died over there. Thousands
Why?
of them died because of
Why?
the diseases, because of the living conditions. Also,
Okay.
a lot of Caribbeans went over there to Liberia. They leave that part out. A lot of people who went to Liberia were Caribbeans, and they brought other people from African nations over to Liberia. So it wasn't just Black Americans.
Oh,
And
definitely it wasn't. So
And
does
that
that
whole Liberia situation was really orchestrated by the white supremacists because they were the colonization society. Those were white people who were sending free black people who were really their mulatto children to a certain degree. They were sending free black people over there. So it was a cluster flop even before it began. So, that wasn't anything that was really, really, truly controlled by the grassroots. That was a mess from day one.
I I kind of understand it, but I just wanted to say stuff because I worked with Professor Ramna Bandele, and she actually did a research on the Black Star Line, which was actually carried out by Jamaicans. And one thing that they pointed out in that study was that the ego of Marcus Garvey and those around him made it impossible for them to work with Africans, especially West Africans. And I would like you to put yourself in shoes. If just imagine yourself calling Garvey the president of Africa, and an African that studied in Oxford is hearing that. Do you think there would be some kind of, understanding between both? Or would they have a difference in terms of views of people coming from Africa, understanding that there are lots of tribal differences, lots of, issues that has happened because of colonialism and
all of the white supremacy that we've been seeing over the past 500 years. Do you think that can bring about a kind of unity?
Well, if people come over there with the right mentality, they can have a working relationship. Unity is a very selective term. I would say a working relationship where we can build, because unity is it's a relative term.
It is. It is. Okay, let me just play you some tape now. I am Igbo from Nigeria.
Hold on, slow down. We got to have a working relationship. Let's where we're doing business where it's equitable. Like immigrants come over here and there's a working relationship, and we're all about the unity thing, but we really, we don't really benefit from it as foundational Black Americans. So this is why we're questioning a lot of things now. So anyway, but thank you for the call, Okuki. Okay, I forgot, I can't pronounce your name, but shout out to that brother. All right, let's get okay. Who is this person? Booty Flavor. Okay, Booty Flavor. Let's hop on Booty Flavor. Real interesting name, but hop on, man.
What's up, Tariq? How are you today?
What's up, man? What's your screen name, brother?
Captain Booty. It's a moniker I go by, but
Captain Booty.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir. Right. But this been on my mind today. I think like Amanda Seales had put out a post about something today, and it just struck me that as a people, and the Puerto Rican brother that came up saying his spiel, it's like as a people we don't know the game that's being played. We're focused on everything else but the larger game that's being played, which is money and power. And without the perspective that we're caught up in this money and power game, whether we like it or not, we lose track of everything. That goes from the African people in America to Africa. It's like we're not playing the larger game. We don't have a stake in the larger game. So we come to the table with nothing, constantly asking the other people, the European, the white people, to do something for us, right? But we don't have no leverage. We don't have no collective leverage as a people. But so we're always asking, and then we kind of like go to each other, and we kind of like spread this mentality like, oh, we're beat down, you know what I mean? We can't get nothing, when we should be looking at teaching each other the larger game that's being played on the larger level, and getting ourselves some leverage to play in that game. Otherwise, you get, shit like the guy who was just up here. Oh, we got to get land. Well, guess what? You control a lot of land, but guess what? You can't control the resources around that land. You still need to get resources. You still need to play in this economic game. You can't just sit out of it and expect the condition to get better.
So what do you suggest we start to accumulate to leverage?
I think it's knowledge. I think we really have to generally change the conversations around racism and race and the culture, and we need to start spreading knowledge of, hey, there's a larger game at play here, and these are the things we can do to enter the game, right? Because we're in a game that we don't even know we're in, for the most part. A lot of us don't even know that we're in the game. So again, we have to spread the knowledge that, hey, yes, there's racism. Yes, there's all these things against us, but hey, guess what? These are the ways that we can get in and we can get leverage, right? We don't have to go sit and ask somebody else to give us something that we are very capable of getting for.
Thank you, brother. If you notice, my man didn't answer the question. My man started to do a bunch of catchphrases. He said, we need something to leverage. Okay, what do we leverage? We need knowledge. We just need to get the knowledge. That's not leverage. How do you leverage knowledge? You see, when it comes time to talk about something practical, we get people who want to talk in circles. Just like the Puerto Rican dude who's not qualified to get reparations. You notice how people who are not qualified to get reparations will jump in our conversation telling us what we shouldn't be trying to get. Y'all shouldn't try to get money. That's like more slavery. I've been telling people, Folks who are not qualified to get reparations will go out of their way to come among us to undermine us. They will get around us and try to talk and sow seeds of doubt and try to bring things that will ultimately try to undermine us. Y'all shouldn't get no money. It's capitalism society. It should be about land. Dude, they control the land too. We got to go to them for the land too. If we're going to get land, we got to get it from them. They control everything. We're in a global prison called white supremacy. So within that prison, you get and you fight for certain things that you need to sustain yourself within the damn prison until you figure out how to get out of that damn prison. That's what we're doing with the reparations thing, because now what we are leveraging is our political base. Okay? Because, see, in order to maintain a system, people got to ride that treadmill. You got to be willing to vote for that system. You have to participate in that system. And right now, we're talking about not voting. We're not trying to support the Democrats. So they're desperate. So they have to get us on that treadmill, because then if we don't participate in that system, the next logical step is people coming up with ways to get out of the system completely. That's what you leverage. Let's understand what politics is, family. Politics, and Chairman Mao talked about this, and the Black Panthers talked about this as well. Politics is war without bloodshed, and war is politics with bloodshed. So what you're seeing right now in Russia and the Ukraine, that's politics, because Russia is trying to take back control over the Ukraine, and they're using bloodshed. That's politics. That's a political move. So they're using war to achieve a political means. Politics is another form of warfare, but they do it without bloodshed. So everything you do is political. The last thing you do in politics is go to a damn voting booth. That's the very last thing. That's the most consequential. Okay, so understand that part of the game. I know my ring app keeps going off, but anyway, y'all go get my book, Foundational Black American Race Beta. I know it's a lot of y'all in here right now. Go get my book, Foundational Black American Race Beta, right now, ladies and gentlemen. Get that on Amazon. Very, very good book, ladies and gentlemen. If you do not have the book, Foundational Black American Race Beta, get that book right now. Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal book. It's at Amazon. And also, y'all need to go to my YouTube channel. That's Tariq Radio. Go to my YouTube channel, Tariq Radio, and subscribe to my Tariq Radio YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. I might go live later on this evening. Should I get one more? If y'all want me to get one more call, raise your hand. Okay. It's fine. I'll do it later. I'll go live later on. So y'all get my book, Foundational Black American Race Beta. I'll holla.